Wow, that's a mouthful. Well, today what we'll be doing, installing Nginx, plus the RTMP livestream module. We'll be installing Wordpress, Video.js. We're going to enable live streaming over HLS and allow us to view that HLS stream from Wordpress using a Video.js plugin or add-on. That's quite a lot. So I'm afraid that this video might become one of those really boring long ass videos like I always make. But it should show you from the beginning until the end how to do this. I chose to install it on a Raspberry Pi. This Raspberry Pi has already been running for some time, and I use it mainly as a Pi-hole DNS resolver for my local network. Oh, there we go. A lot of apps that I'm going to install might already be installed, so ignore that. I created some sort of work instructions as a guideline for myself. I haven't tested these out yet, so if I bump into any issues, then you'll bump into them also. I'll just keep recording and go through everything just step by step. Now, a Raspberry Pi is not as fast as a server, as you can see. That might actually become an issue. I think it might be best if during the moments that I have to wait, that I'm just going to shut up and fast forward that part. I'm going to install a load that's required or handy, useful for our end goal purposes. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now and fast forward it. Finally, next step. You should install Nginx. Now I already did that, as you can see. But this is the command you should use. Once that's done, install the lib Nginx RTMP module. There you see that it's already installed. This is how you install the module. I already have that installed also. I'm going to leave the Nginx configuration for now. First I'll be installing PHP. Since WordPress runs on PHP and a database system like MySQL or a database. I see that I also chose to install several other things besides PHP, like ImageMagick, Memcached, libruby. Yeah, that's all good. I'm gonna shut up again. Fast forward this because it's taking a rather long time on the Raspberry Pi. Right, this lovely command right here changes a setting in a php.ini file. It should actually. Let's test if it actually changed the setting. Where you see me use Joe, you can use Nano if you prefer. There you go. As you can see, it did change the date time zone to what I specified, and it removed the whatever you call this sign. So that's good. I'm going to do the same, but then I will remove the comment before this. Sorry, I was pointing at the screen, that doesn't work. This one right here, CGI fix path info. Because we're using Nginx, we have to set this to 0 and also enable the configuration line. Alright, next up, install Maria database server. Might already be installed, not sure, and PHP my admin so we can administrate it from remote locations. That's 202 megabytes, so that's gonna take another while. It's best if I shut up again and fast forward. Right, so I will be using Nginx. It's not mentioned here, so we're not going to select anything. Oh, it's in Dutch. Sorry about that. Okay, so PHP by admin wants to use a database. Do I want to install it? Yes, I do. Password, if you leave it blank, just press enter. It will automatically create one and set the configuration. Alrighty, and we're back. This is a good idea to do also. Current password. I have none because right. Set root password. Yes, please. New password. Let's go with the default password I use for everything. Yeah, no, that's not really true. Remove anonymous users. Sure, why not? Disallow root login remotely. Well, I actually prefer to allow myself to log in remotely through root, so I'm going to say no. Remove test database and access to it. Yeah, please do that. Reload privileges. Why in the hell not? Okay, so we're done installing Maria database. I'm just gonna restart it because yeah, I'm going to log into MySQL with my newly set password. There we go. We are now at the MySQL command prompt, and first thing we do is to create a new root account. I'm already logged in through root, but that's through the local host. I wanted to allow it to be able to log in from a remote host. As you can see, that's my password. I use it for everything. No, I'm just kidding. I set it now for the purposes of this video. This will create a root user and allow it to log in remotely. I'm going to grant all rights to this new root account. Yep. Now it's time to create our WordPress database, and we do this like this. Create database WordPress, and in which WordPress is of course the name for our database. Grant all privileges on WordPress to WordPress database from localhost identified by my password. Oh, good so far. Anyways, quit MySQL command prompt like so. Bye bye. I'm going to restart the MySQL process. Our WordPress website will be hosted from folder -var-www- our host name. We need to create this folder so we can store our WordPress web files there. Now that the folder has been made, I'm going to make a symlink to php-admin from the same folder that we just created. Let's see. There we go. The symlink to php-ma resolves to the php-admin folder. So let's to be completely sure. Oopsie daisy. Perfect. And let's make the www data user the owner of this whole file. Clone the RTMP git from the RTMP module for Nginx. From this downloaded files, I'm going to copy the stop.xsl to my new folder for our website, and also, just to be sure, www.html. And so it's also in our default website folder. Okay.
I'm really sorry, but I had to interrupt at this moment, because what's this stats file all about, and what does it even do? I'm here to show you. I come from the future, but through video editing I came back to you. This is what the statistics page looks like by default. As you can see, it's empty. Already started streaming from one server, now the second one, and if we refresh the page, then you see all sorts of lovely statistics that the RTMP module from Nginx has created. So yeah, might be handy for troubleshooting, and also if you just really like numbers, then you'll have a blast.
Next step. Create a new file called crossdomain.xml in your web folder. Okay, so I'm going to create two actually, and yeah. Alright. Copy the file. Okay, crossdomain 2. Crossdomain. Ready? And there it is, crossdomain.xml. Next one, a little tiny PHP file that will show us our PHP information. Just enter this one little line. One little line, yeah. Alrighty. Now we made the user that's in the group www.data the owner of these two folders.
I'm truly sorry about this short intermezzo, but I have a really good tip for you. where you see me use WinSCP in the video. That's this little program you see right here. Make sure you keep an eye on this part over there, because that's the part that shows the folder that we are currently working in on the server. And you can imagine that might become important at certain times. If this video maybe goes a little bit fast for you, hard to follow, make sure that you remember that I have the full guide on my website and also in the description below. My website is to be found right here in this lovely URL. And I wish you good luck reaching the end of the video.
I'm going to do this through WinSCP. Go to the folder -etc or etc or whatever you want to call it. I always call it ets. But anyways, Nginx. This little file over here called nginx.conf from config is the one that we need to edit and add our RTMP module variables. Now you can either choose to enter these lines manually and copy some of them from my example file, or just empty this whole default file and place my complete configuration in there. Anyways, create the required folders that we specified earlier. Yep. The folder livestream is a new one. You don't have this by default. Alrighty. So, 3 subfolders. Oh, 3? Yes. 3. Next step. Make the user www-data the owner of that folder, and this one also. Alrighty. Edit the website config. Well, this is we just created an Nginx configuration file. That's the main general configuration, and then per virtual host, so per website basically, you have to create a. You can create a different configuration file. You can also place it all in one file if you want. That's good. Copy. Alrighty. Now I just copied it. I have no idea whether the configuration is good, but I will be testing this after this command. What this does is creates a symlink from the file I just created to the folder sites enabled, so it actually enables it. So this command here, it's awesome. It's nginx-t, which tests the configuration file and shows you if there's anything not okay in it. Location directive is not allowed here. That usually means, I'll show you, it's line 19, so let's open this up. Yeah, Nginx. Sets, which one was it? Yep, sites enabled. Or available, doesn't matter. And available is the original file, and in the folder enabled is where you symlink. Which one line was it? 19. Location. I hope that's it. Seems to have solved that issue. Now, meta directive is a duplicate. I have one line here and one line here. That was a duplicate, so I remove one, save it, and test the configuration again to find out what the next error is. Application directives is not allowed in here, so that's probably the same thing as just now. Which one? Which line? 75. Oh, I think this has something to do with. Oh, that's no good. Syntax is okay. Configuration file, blah blah blah. Test is successful. Oh, that's good news. Right, close this up. Next step. So yeah, as you may have noticed, it's kind of difficult for me to record this all in one go, because it takes so long every time in between when I have to wait. So I'm going to do this in multiple parts. I just had a break for a couple of hours. Anyways, what I did, Also, set the hostname properly. The last step we did was we installed certbot for Nginx. I tried to do a first run to get a certificate, but that didn't go as I had hoped. I got several error messages. It's because I had port 80 not forwarded to my Raspberry. And I believe I do have this set up now. Oh wait, I have to disable this first. Enable that. Let's see if it's still... Oh, there it is. Let's try this command once again. I see no reason why it shouldn't work. And it failed. Yeah, that's because I saw no reason for it to fail, so that's why it's happened. Let's see what went wrong. Failed authorization procedure. Error 404 not found. Really? I'll have to look into this. I'll stop recording because that might take too long. We're back. What happened? I had a server running, RTMP server. I installed it someday in the past. I don't even remember doing so, but it was using port 1935. That's the RTMP port, so Nginx also wants to use it. So it was in conflict with each other. I disabled the RTMP server and did a Nginx reload. Now it's working. As you can see, and to confirm this, but this should also work now. Alright, and PHP. Remember that file we created earlier? It's this file, and it will show me my version of PHP and some variables and the fact that it's working because it recognizes the PHP file. So now I should be able to get my certificate. Once again, I have to open a port because I closed it. Okay, port 80 is now open to my Raspberry Pi. That means I can use this command again. Right. I'll perhaps cut it out from the video during editing. But the first time I tried this, it went wrong. First 3 times actually, but shh. Don't tell anybody. Looks like this time looks more promising. Ah, there's our certificate. If I want to redirect all HTTP traffic to HTTPS, yeah, why not? So I'll take care of it. You can always change it manually afterwards if it doesn't work. Important notes, congratulations, blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh, that all looks good. That of course means, yay, and it's working. We've got that running. Now I'm going to close port 80 again because I don't need it open. Our next step. Let's have a look at this configuration file that was just edited by certbot. That's this one. Let's see what the certbot did. Everything that says managed by certbot was added. Okay, so it's now listening on HTTPS port. So should have a look at this file. Alright. Yeah, okay, I might edit this later on to get my A+ certificates, but for now I'm good. Use Nginx to tell me what is wrong. Listen director is not allowed in here. Yeah, okay. So it's good now. Let's just okay. In the Let's Encrypt folder. One time I was having some errors and I just couldn't find. Turns out that there was this include line in the Nginx config, and in this include file it had some variables that I already had in the virtual host configuration file, so it was duplicates and I just couldn't find them. Typo. I love those. No, I don't. Right. I just remembered that I forgot a couple of steps. Doesn't really matter anyways, because I'm going to edit the video, so it makes sense afterwards, I hope. This is actually not required if you're just here to get it to work in the WordPress. But this is just for me. I want to be able to test already to see if the live streaming part works, and that's easiest, I think, with the Video.js player, and also the HTTP streaming JS file. That's this one. Now I already downloaded Video.js beforehand. This I still need to download. Ustoopia, that's fine. This one also. Okay. So choose the most recent one and then download the zip file. Next, we're going to unzip these. I'm going to make a subfolder, Video.js. And unzip these in there. And also, so these two I just downloaded. I'll also place them over there. Okay. Now this allows us to create a simple HTML file. I'll remove this one, or just make a new one. It's also live stream HLS. Now this file it only contains a couple of lines of code, and it's this. Let's look it over really quickly. This is default code from the makers. Should talk on the microphone. Now, since we're hosting our site on a HTTPS connection, the links I'm referring to here also need to be on HTTPS. If you mix it up, if you, for example, host it on HTTPS but you refer here to a HTTP site, it's not going to work. And that has something to do with this cross-domain thingy, and also, how do you say this? If you want to go from secure to non-secure or vice versa, that's just not going to work. It won't be allowed. So make sure you keep an eye on that, because I personally did some horrible things there, and I didn't understand what was going on, and it was really simple. A matter of changing this so it all is either all secure or none. This is the folder I was talking about. That is in our Nginx configuration. This is our live stream key that we need to use in OBS. You can make this whatever you want, but make sure you also edit it in this file if you decide to use a different one in OBS. This refers to the script that we just downloaded and placed in the in the root web folder. And yeah, I think we're good. So save that. This was when I was still testing what I was doing wrong. Now we call it HLS.html. We should get a page. And of course it's not working because we're not live streaming, but yeah, why not test that also, right? Alright, recording this through OBS, so whoa, that's inception for you there. Let's not do that. I'm getting busy. Okay, so in our settings, this is our settings for OBS. Set, of course, the proper IP address. Set this to live, and if you want to follow my examples, set this to stream. Okay, and I'm going to Inception again. Let's start streaming. Now if this shows up, it's usually working. Now I'll show you a couple of things. This page should start working any second now, if I refresh it, but also what Nginx is doing now, and what it does is it takes the RTMP incoming stream and puts video fragment files in these folders that we set up in the configuration, and these are fragmented video files, and this index file basically sticks them together, glues them all together. So when you open that index file, you basically open a playlist, and then these files are pushed to you, of course, in chronicle order. Same thing goes for Dash. We're not using it in this example yet. Well, maybe I shall. Maybe I'll also install a Dash player in WordPress. I don't know. But the fact that these files are being created means everything is up and running as it should. And that also means that this page should work now. No, there we go. We should do the same as we see here. That's going to be very echoey, so let's stop that immediately. But I just show you that it worked. So I think the next step will be to download and install WordPress. Now I already did this beforehand. It saved me a little time. This is WordPress 5.4.2 at the moment of creating this video. Yeah, if you have a more recent one, it should be good. Just drag it in there. Okay, there are several things that you can do to your Nginx configuration to optimize it for use with WordPress. So you might want to look into that. At this moment, we're just going to go with it as it is. So we should now get our WordPress installed. Ah, yes, yes. Continue. Going to go ahead and just finish recording, so it's only 10 minutes left, maybe max. 10 more long minutes. Good luck, guys. You almost made it. Oh yeah, the plugins for WordPress. Maybe we should first create a new page. Sure. The very first page of your website will be the blog itself. I prefer to open a welcome page and have the blog page somewhere else. So for this, I have to first create the pages for this. If we do this, it also allows us to have the welcome page actually your live stream. Might be interesting to do this also. They changed the whole UI of WordPress pretty recently. They must have done that. So I'm kind of I don't want to. Oh, there we go. That's more like how I remember. I still have to get used to this, so I'm going back to how it was, old school. For now, a new page. We'll call that welcome. Whatever you want. Now we'll go into settings. Now I have to look where exactly I have to change this. Where am I? I am in Europe. Amsterdam. I'm not in Amsterdam actually, but I am in the Netherlands. I'll keep it in English. Save. Oh wait, yeah, that was it. I'm reading. Go to this part. Your home page displays a static page, and there you choose welcome, and the post page will be the blog one. Save changes. That's it. Maybe you want to have a look at your permalinks. We go to plugins. Add new. Yeah, I'm just gonna search for Video.js. And I can't remember which one I use on a other site. I think it's this one. Let's see if I recognize it. Any player that supports HLS should be good for you. There's plenty out there, as you can see. My suggestion: try them all. See which one you like most. Oh, I still have factored it. settings, because it has like no settings. We are going back to our welcome page because we want to show the live stream on our first page. You can choose differently if you want. And then we have to add a line, one of these, I think, yeah, this one. This is to call the add-on. This is the address where our index M3 U8 file is, and it's similar to the one we earlier showed in the Video.js configuration. This is a resolution for the video width. Autoplay true. Autoplay true actually doesn't do anything anymore, I believe, because both Chrome and Firefox sort of disabled that. Not certain about that. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. Updating field. Oh, this is one of those issues that I'm gonna have to look into first. I've never seen this one before. Something's up. So I'll stop recording and continue in a bit. So I googled that error message, and the first result shows me that the solution could be to disable the Gutenberg editor and activate the classic. I'm just going to blindly follow that advice. I haven't opened the page and just look at the Google results. Classic. So, now I'm not sure what causes this error. I have no clue actually. There could be multiple reasons why this error occurs. This post delves into each reason. Alright, it's a whole page of course. It's installed, let's activate it. Update. Right, so, okay, so that was weird. I never had that before, but apparently that's an issue. If you ever get this error message when you installed WordPress, remember that to do that what I just did, install the classic editor, and I'm afraid you won't be able to use the lovely Gutenberg, but at least you'll get your site running and working. There's our video. Now if we start live streaming again, because these files actually take a couple of seconds to get created, and that's also the cause why HLS will always have a delay during live streaming, so keep that in mind. You stream towards Nginx through the RTMP protocol, and Nginx slices it up and saves it to new files, so there's already a natural delay in that. It may take a couple of seconds before it actually starts up and starts running. So add those up and you have 10, I don't know, 20, maybe more seconds of delay in your live stream. But you can compensate this with a setting in your OBS, I believe. Something with delay also. I'm not able to find it this quickly, but you find that out for yourselves. You have to test with it anyways, try some different things, see what works best for you. Let's just see if this works, because then we're done. Oh, thank God. Well, you made it all the way through this video, so good for you. Quite an accomplishment. There I am. I'm live streaming. Mom, look. Mom, I'm live streaming. Anyways, that works. So I think we're done. You can always leave questions either in the comments below or on my website, where I will place these instructions with screenshots and everything. So it's possible for you to follow these instructions without having to go through this video. This video has been long enough as it is, so I'm going to quickly say goodbye. Good luck, have fun, enjoy, and give me a thumbs up. I put effort into this, so I think I deserve a thumb up, right? Do it now. Hopefully see you next time. Yeah, bye-bye.